I got like another caller in here from, I guess it's like maybe one of your favorites because he is the president of the Deontay Wilder fan club. Mr. Matthew Brown.
And Deontay, a good friend of mine, man. Good guy, man.
Get him on the show. Get him on the show.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, me and Deontay got some good stories, man.
Now, Gary, I need to ask you a question. Why are you all of a sudden turning Terence Crawford into Mitch Blood Green? And now you're
into a what?
You're turning him into Mitch Blood Green, the guy who got snuffed by Mike Tyson. And when everybody found out about it, he went on and he was upset. He said he hit me, and like a bitch he ran. Now you got Terence Crawford out there threatening to break your neck just because you stole off on him.
I mean, well, first of all, I wasn't the person that originally put this story out. This is something that happened, several years back. The guy Todd, he passed away. But when they asked Todd about it, he was on the interview, and they asked him about Crawford and I think Matisse. And he was like, well, I'm not so sold on Crawford, He was the one who originally put it out there. He was like, I don't want to put all his business out there, but he got into a scuffle with Gary Russell, and I think that chin injury will haunt him for the rest of his career. So I never put it out. It was in the interview that I had that they asked me a question, and and to be honest with you, I tried to avoid the question at first. He was like, so it didn't happen? I'm like, nah, he definitely got punched in the fucking face. So that part is true. That part is true. But I mean, these guys are boxers, and I'm a fighter. I was always aggressive. I needed this sport to help harness my aggression and help me be able to direct it into something, So when we was in the amateurs, Terence was the one who approached me. He was the aggressor. If you pay attention to everyone's story, the one thing that stayed the same was Terence came to me. He was the aggressor. I was minding my business. He was the aggressive. Now, we are all elite fighters, and what happens before a punch is thrown? It's normally a whole lot of yelling and all that stuff before the fact. Terence came and was aggressive, and when he got to yelling and spitting, he almost face-to-face to me. I didn't do nothing to this man. I've been minding my business. But I was a young man at the time, but I'm 100% thorough. So I will be able to match it full throttle right then and there. We will answer the call. I'm a fighter at the end of the day. I'm a gladiator. I'm a warrior at heart. So I'm going to answer the call. Combat is something that I'm comfortable in. That's my element. So when you approach me in that type of way, I addressed it accordingly. And what he did was he grabbed his face. He didn't attempt to punch back. He grabbed his face, and then people jumped in and broke it up. When you listen to what he said in his interview, he said he punched me, and then I looked at him, and I thought, I'm going to kill him. What the fuck type of shit is that? What real man is going? Come on, man. You're supposed to be a pound-for-pound fighter. You're looking me in my face. Counter-punching has to count for something. You mean to tell me you can't take a shot and then fire back in response? That's what boxers do. That's what fighters do. But you
snuck him. He claims it was a sucker punch.
It wasn't a sucker punch. I don't care what he said. It wasn't a sucker punch. If we're in the ring, just combat itself. Combat itself. If we're in the ring, if that guy is across the ring, I could put my hands down because he's not a threat. But the moment that person close the distance and get within arm's range to be a threat to me, I have to prepare myself to fight. And if you're not a threat, you have to make it known that you're not a threat.
So I guess he underestimated your hand speed even at that young age.
Man, no, he underestimated my level of aggression and my level of man that I was at that age. I was always that type of individual. And he got punched in the fucking face, and he did nothing. And if he feels some type of way, like I said, tell Bob to call me. There ain't nobody trying to fight me. I will meet him. I don't want to meet him at no catch weight because I don't want to take away from my glory. I will meet him at the weight.
Wait a minute. You would step in the ring at 147 with Terence Crawford.
That's correct.
Oh, shit.
That's correct.
Come on,
a lot of people going to say
you don't think you're giving up too much?
A lot of people going to say you bullshitting, Gary.
I don't care what nobody got to say. I'm a real man. What people say don't make it relevant. Don't relevate nothing for me. I mean, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But you can judge. Terence Crawford is not more talented than Mr. Gary Russell Jr. He can't do the shit in the ring that I can do. Y'all judging by popularity. Don't judge by popularity. Judge by skill. I will fuck Terence Crawford up. I will beat his ass, and I will make it look good doing it. I'm a real competitor. I get up for the opportunity to do something amazing. Who has Terence Crawford for that was a relevant fighter other than Gamboa? After Gamboa took a 2-year layoff, and after he took the 2-year layoff, he was still in Terence Crawford ass, and he was 35 years old then.